Hi, hello. I'm finally filming a sit-down video. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me over some questions I can answer. I thought it'd be nice to do a little sit-down video where we can chill, talk, and yeah. First question is, how old are you? I am 25. Is social media your full-time job? Yes, it is. Yes and no. I also do modeling on the side, but my modeling usually coincides with my social media, so I've always been very hesitant to answer that I am a content creator whenever I meet new people and they're like, what do you do? It's so much better now, but it used to be very looked down upon when people say that they're a content creator. I've been learning more to not give a fuck what people think, so yes, I am a full-time content creator. I should be more productive, and I haven't been, but I will be. What makes you the happiest version of yourself? I would say what makes me the happiest version of myself is the people I surround myself with. I feel like I can genuinely be myself around them. And that's a lot for me, just because it takes a lot for me to open up to new people. It's so much better to be yourself, fully yourself, and see whether people accept you or not. And if they don't, they're not your people. Being surrounded by loving, hardworking, and kind-hearted people makes me the happiest version of myself. Top 3 red flags in guys. I would say number 1 is when they're rude to service workers. I think it's just such a turnoff. If you go on a date with a guy, they don't even look at the waiters in the eyes when they order something. They don't say thank you. It was constantly taught to be respectful to people. Second one would be when it's too much too soon. It's so intense right at the beginning. You're not even anything yet, and they're already all I don't know how else to describe it. This isn't like an order, but for sure another one would be if they are following a lot of girls on Instagram. It is such a turnoff. Whether it's Instagram or any other social media platforms, I think it's so sleazy. And I don't mean, when I say girls, I don't mean actual friends that they're friends with. I mean random girls they don't even know, and most of the time those girls don't even follow them back. If you're single, I guess it's fine, but it's just not my thing. I've learned from that mistake. I dated a guy who did that, and he will cheat on you. I also got asked top 3 green flags in guys. I love a person who is action oriented, and by that I mean they don't just talk. They actually do. They don't make false promises. They actually do what they said they were gonna do. I also love when a person can prioritize themselves even though they're in a relationship. I think it is very, very attractive when the person you're with has goals. That doesn't mean I wouldn't want them to prioritize me. Me personally, I would not want to be with someone who would give up their dreams just to be with me. And another one is when they can be friends with the opposite gender respectfully. It is very attractive when a guy or a girl, a person, could be friends with the opposite gender without it being weird. That doesn't mean I would want my boyfriend now to have a girl best friend who he's like super close to and there's just no boundaries in place. But what I mean is I would want my partner to be able to be friends with the opposite gender without it being weird. Biggest pet peeve, people who invade my personal space. I think because I get very overstimulated easily, that is also why I get very annoyed and my mood can be really, really down when I go out, like clubbing and stuff, because there's a lot of drunk people, and obviously when they're drunk, they have no concept of space and time. So they would be very touchy and very close to me, and they're like talking this close to my face, and I hate it. Even in Indomart, when I'm lining up, I have my chips, I have my fruity or whatever, and I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. I'm about to get snacks. I'm lining up, and there's a person behind me who is this close to me, like this close. and they're like occasionally bumping into you a little and you can hear them breathe. I hate that. Why do you have to be so close? Why? I also hate slow walkers. Just walk faster. Or don't walk. Just stand in a corner if you have something else to do. If you want to be having a conversation, have that conversation elsewhere. Why do you have to walk and be slow? And you're making the place so much more crowded than it needs to be because you're being slow. Especially when you're going up the elevator. No. Especially when you're going up the escalator and there's someone who's just so slow getting on. I hate that. Sudah berapa lama sama Roman? I have been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years now. How did you meet your current boyfriend and what happened with your ex? I've actually been getting a lot of questions regarding what happened with my ex, and I will get into it. Should I do like a good memory and then a bad memory? No, let's just do a bad thing first so we can get it over with. I know a lot of people go through something similar to what I have gone through. Emotional abuse is a very complex topic to talk about. Sometimes you don't even know that it's happening to you until you leave the relationship or the situation that you're in. I never opened up to people about the situation I was in, and I realized how bad the situation was when I started opening up to people and they told me that what I went through was not okay. And I also hope that talking about this will also help other people who are going through a similar situation that I went through, and that it's really not worth staying in a situation like that. It is not worth putting down and giving up what your values are just to make someone else happy. Even though the cheating was never, not that I know of, was physical, it still wasn't okay. Everyone has boundaries, and that's completely fine. It's so much easier for me to talk about now and to say that maybe I had to go through it so I can learn, and so that I can find respect for myself and have boundaries for myself and be okay with that. So I'm grateful in a way that I did go through that, so I can have clear boundaries and I know what I want from people and I know what is okay and what is not okay. That doesn't mean that it should have happened, because it shouldn't have. No one should ever have to go through something like that. And yeah, that is all I want to talk about now. Maybe one day I'll go deeper. I just wanted to say, please, I would appreciate if you would stop commenting. How do you deal with insecurities? I have a lot of insecurities, as everyone else in this world. There is no human being that does not have insecurities. The biggest thing for me personally was, and it's easier said than done, is to stop comparing myself to other people. Let's put it in a simple way. On social media, where you would see people who seemingly has such a good life or such clear skin, nothing on social media is real. And I realized that by my own behavior. I would upload a photo on Instagram, let's say. I didn't just take that one photo, uploaded it, and called it a day. Maybe to some people that's how it works. And obviously I have days where I am super confident and I feel I looked really good. So I would just take a couple pictures and it's done. The majority of the time when I upload photos, I took hundreds of photos that day. And I chose one that I felt was good enough to be posted. The behavior with social media is that I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but I guess it's just natural for people to want to post the best of them. Because why would you want to post yourself when you feel like shit or when you're at your lowest? And I feel like we should obviously be doing that more, but that's just how people are. They want to show the highlights of their life, and they don't want to show when they're not looking their best or when they're not feeling their best or when they're at their lowest. People don't want to show that. And I think when I realized that social media is just a curated feed of people's best highlights, that's one of the ways that I coped with when it comes to comparing myself with people online. If you're not an influencer, what would you like to be with unlimited resources? I would want to build an animal shelter. And this is something I've always wanted to do, like when I'm older. I've always wanted to make an animal shelter with a bunch of dogs and cats. And I can have a huge garden, a little cottage, a huge garden, and I can just live out there near the woods or wherever by myself with my dogs and cats. And I think that would be the perfect life. What do you think of cancel culture in Indo? I think cancel culture in some situations could be good. It really does depend on the mistake you've made. There are some people that come to mind who I feel was rightfully canceled, but there are some situations that I think were unfair. An example would be, I'm not gonna say like a specific example, but hypothetically, if someone is a good person or is trying to become a better person and the internet is trying to dig up dirt on that person and they find, let's say, a tweet that person made a very long time ago. Usually it's when they're still a kid or a teenager, and of course they should have known better. They should have. I'm not excusing what they've done or what they've said, but I think cancel culture sometimes take away something that is so human, which is making mistakes. You can only learn by making mistakes. No one is born perfect. I think when you take something they've done in their past and use that to crucify them, especially when they are working towards becoming a better human, that does not mean that you shouldn't hold people accountable. I 100% think you should hold people accountable, but I don't think it's necessary to cancel them. I think we should hold people accountable. They should apologize for what they've done, and we should give them space to be able to actually learn. Again, depends on the situation. There are some people who were rightfully canceled, obviously. But I do think there are a lot of cases where people were canceled, but they weren't given a chance to be better.
Hi, I'm editing right now. I wanted to clarify that I'm talking about instances where people are canceled for their past behavior, even though that they've proven that they're better people now. I'm not talking about people who have said really, really fucked up things now, or said really, really fucked up things when they were an adult. Again, it just completely depends on the situation and context.
That's just my opinion on cancel culture, not just in Indo. I'm not sure about Indo cancel cultures. I think a lot of Indo cancel cultures have to do with pelakor, which I also think is so strange, because why do you insist on blaming the other woman when a husband cheats on their wives? I think that most of the responsibility should fall on the husband because he's the one who is married. Why is the woman the one that's constantly crucified on the media? It's just so strange. What is your love language? My love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. Any comfort movies you can watch over and over again. My comfort movie is Corpse Bride. I love that movie so much so that I want to get Scraps, the skeleton dog, tattooed on my arm. But my dad would kill me. And the reason why my dad would kill me is because he's Japanese. And in Japan, tattoos are still very, very taboo. Asli mana dan kakak keturunan Jepang kah? Yes, my dad is Japanese and my mom is Dutch. But they're both half Indo. So I'm actually half Indo, quarter Dutch, quarter Japanese. Kenapa belum nikah sih? I don't want to get married. I don't. I mean, obviously I do one day, but not anytime soon. My biggest dream is to be a mother, just because I didn't have a mom growing up. So I've always wanted to be able to give that love I never got. That sounds so sad. One day that will happen, but not anytime soon, girl. How old do you want to be when you get married? I don't have a set age. That depends on where I am in life. I don't want to get married when I'm not financially free. Your height. I am 180 centimeters. I can say that with a straight face. Wait. I'm 180 centimeters. I like to say I'm 160, but I don't know. So let's just stick with 160. I'm 160. Kalau first date, kemana dan ngapain enaknya? I don't like going to the movies for the first date. I don't know. I'd like to be able to actually talk to the person and get to know them. Because if you're just in the movies, then you can't really talk to them. One of my first dates with Roman, with my boyfriend, it was our second date, I think. Our first date, we had lunch. Second date, we walked on the beach all the way from... Where was it? I think it was around Patitangat or Seminyak, and we walked all the way, like on the beach, we walked all the way to Beach Walk Kuta, and that was so fun. Do you believe in love at first sight? I guess I do. It's just not described as it is in the movies, I would say. Like with my boyfriend now, when I first met him, it felt really comfortable. It felt like I've known him for years. I felt like I could be myself straight away, which is very rare for me to be able to do.
Someone is calling me. Should I answer? I'm kind of scared. Halo? Halo? Bukan. Enggak. Ya, makasih.
Why did I say thank you? Are they calling me again?
Halo? Apa?
Freaking, he just asked me orang mana. God, stop calling me, mate. If you caught your partner sleeping with someone else, what do? Join in, forgive, or did the same? I would not be joining in. I would forgive them, but that doesn't mean I have to be with you to forgive you. I would not be with you. No, I would not do the same because I don't think two wrongs make a right. Have you ever had a crush on a guy friend but afraid to confess to him? How to overcome this fear? No, I don't think I have. I don't really crush on my guy friends because for me personally, once I've made someone my friend, I don't like them that way, and I could never like them that way. How do you overcome the fear of telling someone you like them? Honestly, just do it. Get it over with. Me personally, just get it over with. What do you have to lose? I mean, obviously you can lose a friendship, I guess, when it's a guy friend. I think it depends on the situation you're in and your relationship to the guy. If you feel like there could be something, like a potential, and if you feel that potential is worth more than your friendship, then go for it. But if you feel like your friendship is so much more important than that little potential, don't do it. Hi, miss you. What's your favorite type of content to make and watch? Promises we'll see some. Hi, Sherry. You're so sweet. I love your content, first of all. I actually love your content so much. It is so nice. It is so good. I love your vlogs. Your little vlogs are so pretty and aesthetic, and I love them. My favorite type of content to watch are definitely, I've been watching a lot of crime podcasts like Rotten Mango. I've been loving those. I also watch vlogs a lot. I think those are the two type of videos I usually go for on YouTube. But the type of content I enjoy making, probably vlogs or like sit down videos like this where I can talk about myself. That just sounded so bad. I am not this talkative in real life, but for some reason in front of the camera with you guys I am very comfortable. Like streaming, I loved streaming so much because I am in nature a very talkative person, and I have just now recently am being talkative to people in real life, which took so long for me to be able to do that. I like talking to you guys. I like showing personality. Instagram is fun and all that, but I feel like you guys can't really get a sense of who I am as a person through just photos. You seem to know yourself really well. How do you do it? Thank you so much. I actually don't really know myself all that much. I really don't. We're constantly evolving. I'm a completely different person than I was a year ago. But I guess the reason why I come across that way is I'm very vocal with what I like and what I don't like. Now, at least, I used to see the good in people and forget what my values and what my boundaries were. But now that I've established my boundaries, it's gotten so much better. And once I feel someone has taken advantage of my boundaries, it's done. I hold my character very close to my heart and my values. I know it may sound cringe to some people, but I genuinely do know that I am a good person and I have a kind heart. And that's why sometimes I put myself in situations that aren't ideal, because I'm always trying to see the best in people. And I've learned not to do that. I've learned that it's okay to be selfish sometimes. I've wasted so much of my time overthinking situations to make other people feel better. And I would compromise my own values and my own well-being just to make other people feel better. And I've stopped doing that. Claps for me, because I'm very proud of myself. What's your biggest insecurities right now? I would say my biggest insecurity right now is my pimples. I know you can't really see them now, obviously, because of lighting and makeup, but I've, out of nowhere, have started getting adult acne, and it is frustrating. Can you see them? But yeah, I've been breaking out a lot. What are the things you want to tell to your 10-year-old self? I would say to not give a fuck about what people think. The reason why I'm such a perfectionist and I'm so scared to upload videos sometimes on YouTube is because when I was younger, I used to upload a shit ton of videos on my Facebook. I used to upload covers of me singing. I uploaded a cover of me singing Don't Rain on My Parade. I was like 13 or 12. A friend of mine now, he screenshotted a part where I was belting out the song, so my mouth was open and everything. He screenshotted it and uploaded it on his Facebook page. There were a lot of comments of people saying, oh, she looks so bad, like, why is she doing this? This is so embarrassing. I really took it to heart. That made me really, really scared to post anything, even until now sometimes. I've literally recorded this video I've recorded this video 2 days ago and edited it. I spent all night editing, and I did not like it. So now I'm reshooting it because I didn't like it. I need to tell my 10-year-old self not to give a fuck about what people think. Because at the end of the day, what people think about you says more about them. Your favorite series at the moment? My favorite series at the moment, it's not my favorite, but it's one that I've just started watching and is so good. It is The Fall of the House of Usher. It is so good. It's so good, and you guys have to watch it. It's by the same creators of The Haunting of Hill House. Last question is not exactly a question, but someone said, I have to tell you, miss, you remind me of my first horse. I hope that those memories are good memories. And there we have it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my Q&A video. I hope to see you guys again very soon.